So for question one, we have two ratios. We have a ratio of houses to flats and a ratio for flats to bungalows. Ask me if you're stuck, yeah?
Yeah.
So the ratio for houses is 7:4. And the ratio for flats and bungalows is 8:5. We need to combine them. Okay. In order to combine a ratio, we have to make the letter the same. So what letter is in both ratios?
F.
So we have to make them the same.
Yeah.
So I want this to be an 8 as well, which means I have to times it by 2. And then that one can stay like that. Now I can combine them, H, F, B, 14, 8, and 5. Okay. Now I just treat it like a normal ratios question. There are 50 bungalows in real life. So everything is just times by?
52. You? What do you mean?
Everything is times by how much?
Oh, how much there is? Oh, so the 5, 8, and the 1.
No, but how do you get from 5 to 50? I mean,
Oh, you times by 10.
yeah, times it by 10. So everything in the ratio is times by 10 to get the real number. Remember, this has been simplified, isn't it?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so how many houses would there be?
And 5 times 10. It's 50, right?
No, that's the
Oh, the
bungalows.
houses. Oh,
Yeah,
you just do 14 times 10, 140.
good. And 80. Yeah, so the answer is 140. Okay, next question. Same thing again. The blue to green is 2 to 5. And the green to red is 4 to 1. I need to combine them, right? Which letter is in both?
Green.
So what do I have to make the number?
You do 5 times 4 and 4 times 5, right?
I have to do this whole ratio times by 4,
Mm-hmm.
and this whole ratio times by 5. So then I basically get 20, 8, 20, and 5. And then I can combine them. I can get blue GR 8, 20, 5. How much is that in total if you add them up? 20 plus 8 plus 5 is 33. Yeah. But it says the total is less than 100. So there's no quick way to do it. But what you know how this is simplified?
Mm-hmm.
I could times everything by 2, right?
Yeah.
So if I times the total by 2, what would it become? Was 33 times 2?
66.
What about if I times it by 3?
What, the whole thing?
33 by 3?
Oh, 112.
I think you times it by, no, 99, isn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
And if I times it by any more than that, does it become more than 100?
Yeah, it goes through 100.
So the max we can have is 99. The question asks, there are less than 100 pens in the box. So what's the biggest number we could have? So everything gets times by 3. So how much red pens would there be?
Red pens. Oh, that's 15, right?
Exactly. Also times that by 3. So the answer is 15. So this is a combining ratios question, right? So normally when we do it, we look for one of the letters being in both ratios. But in this one, there was nothing in both ratios, right? All we had is a sentence. So we have to work our way based off that sentence and make the sentence correct, like you said. That's all. So Olivia and Jessica have half as many. So these all have 10 and these all have 5 at the moment, but that's wrong. Okay. So what I could do is I could just times this. So the total of this is 5 and the total of this is 10. So if I times this by 4, I then get 12 and 8, right? So now it's merged because the total is 20 and 10. So if you think about it, okay, so let me write out the ratio. So I've got black, white, and I've got circles, triangles. Normally what I'd be looking to do in the easier questions is find a letter, say W, if it's in both ratios. But it's not, right? but I'm also allowed to use the total. In the previous question, the total was half of the other total. But in this case, the total is 8, right? And the total here is
9.
9. So it doesn't say that the total is half of the other total, does it?
No.
It says that every card is either black or white or triangle or circle. Yeah, you've only got circles and triangles, no other shapes, and you've got no other colors. So then these two don't have to be half of each other or anything fancy. It's actually slightly easier than the other question. We just have to make them the same. Yeah. In the basic questions, we make like the flats the same, right? In this one, we just do the same, but we make the totals the same. So turn that into 72, turn that into 72. So now in reality, I don't have 5 white shapes. I actually have 45 white shapes. I don't have 3 black shapes. I have 27 black shapes. It's the same ratio, but unsimplified.
Yeah.
And I times these by 8, so I get this. Now my ratios are accurate and reflect the real cards in real life. Because somebody had previously just given us simplified forms of the ratios. How many cards are black as a fraction of how many cards are triangles? So we have 27 black shapes and 56 triangles. So that's your answer.
Yeah.
Makes more sense now, right?
Yeah.
Again, we have to merge these, but we don't have a basis to merge them off because A, B, 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 D, they're not in both ratios, are they? I have to do a sketch. A, B, B. Yeah. And one more. A, C, D. This is a ratio of 1 to 5. And this is a ratio of 7 to 11. I can't merge using the 1 or the 5 or the 7 or the 11. Can you see what's common in both ratios?
D.
The fact that they're both from A to D, aren't they?
Yeah.
So surely the total is the same. Again, the total of this is,
6.
and the total of this is
11.
11 plus 7.
19.
So what do I have to do?
Just times 6
Times this ratio.
by 3.
And now I can merge them.
Yeah.
So AB, how much is AB in reality?
3.
How much is CD in reality? Oh, we already knew that, 11. How much is BC in reality? So this is the hard part. B to D is 15. This much is 11, so that's just going to be 4. Because B to C is just this gap.
Oh, right, okay.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Another one. Last one for this. Okay, so you can have white shapes or black shapes, circles and squares. So white shapes, black shapes adds up to 10. White circles, white squares adds up to 9. Black circles, black squares adds up to 7. Okay. But the real total, how much should the real total of white shapes be? It should be 3, isn't it?
Yeah.
Well, no, it should be 9, but it's written as 3.
Yeah.
So what do we need to do?
Times it by 3.
Yeah. Okay. And the real total of black shapes is how much? But there's 2 different answers. One of them says 7 and one of them says 27, right?
Yeah.
I went 21. So one of them says 21, one of them says 7, right? So either way, you just need to change one of them. So let's change this one. 21, 15, 6. Yeah. Now my ratios all reflect with each other. They match up well. Okay, before they were all simplified up.
Yeah.
So now I can figure out how many circles I have, how many shapes I have in total. Right?
Yeah.
So how many shapes do I have in total? Would I look at ratio 1, ratio 2, or ratio 3 to find out my total amount of shapes?
Ratio 3.
No, that's just my black shapes. And ratio 2 is just
Oh,
my
sorry,
white
ratio
shapes.
1, ratio.
So what's the total of ratio 1?
30.
Yeah. And which parts do I look at to get how many circles I have?
2.
2 and 3 both. Because I need to add up my white circles and my black circles. How many white circles and black circles do I have? 4 and 6, right?
Oh, yeah, yeah.
It's 10.
One
So
side.
yeah.
Okay.
So you might not get this the first time, but the idea for the really hard one is to understand what to match.
Mm.
So these are sentences and we have to turn them into ratios, okay? So we have K, J, and M, okay? Who do we think is the youngest out of all of them? Who's younger, Kiaria or Jay?
Sorry?
Who's younger? What kind of name is that anyway? Sorry
Yeah.
if some Kiaria's watching. That's our next name.
Kiara is older than Jay.
It's not even, but yeah, but why did they name her Kiaria? It makes no sense, does it? Some next name.
Clueless.
Who's younger?
Kiara, her name is. I mean, sorry, Jay. Jay's youngest. Yeah.
And who's younger out of Martha and Kiaria?
What's his name?
All right, cool.
Martha is
So-
twice as old.
So Jay's the youngest.
Yeah.
So let's put Jay as X. If Jay is X, what is Kiaria's age?
7x.
No, come on, man.
Huh?
It's not times, it's X,
X plus 7.
X plus 7. Yeah, don't be lazy and just think the quick option. Okay, think about it.
Yeah.
And then Martha is twice as old as that. Twice as old as X plus 7. So what's twice as old?
What is it, X plus 14? Oh,
2X plus 14.
oh yeah, 2x.
So now you times 2 bracket X plus 7. Or just times the whole thing by 2. So we get 2X plus 14. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. And the sum is 77. Okay. So X plus 7 plus X plus 2X plus 14 must add up to
77.
77. We can solve for X. Collect like terms. Can you list all the like terms?
X, and 2x.
Good. And then 7 plus 14, 21 equals 77. What do we do now to move the 21 over?
Minus it.
Minus it. Good. 4X equals 77 minus 21. Why am I writing that down? Let me just do it. It's 56. And then what do I do with the 4?
You can divide it, so
Nice.
6 divided by 4.
That's 14. Okay. And now we can write the actual ratio. So obviously we wrote X plus 7 and stuff. So the actual age for X is 14. What's the actual age for X plus 7?
What's that, sorry?
The actual age for X plus 7? If X is 14, what is X plus 7?
It'll be 14 plus 7.
Yeah, so 21. And what about 2X plus 14?
It'll be 14 times 2 plus 14.
So 14 times 2 is 28, and then 32, 42. You could use your calculator as well.
Cool.
All right. Okay, what did we do? We just did a ratio and made it equal to 77. Starting with the smallest guy, the youngest person. Yeah?
Yeah.
All right. Question 2, we have an equation and we have to make a ratio. First step is to make C or D the subject, or collect like terms, kind of. If we collect like terms from this equation, we end up with 4C equals 3D. How did I get that?
You need the letters. So example, you took the D and you put it to the 4D circle minus.
Good, and
you
I
moved
minus C to the other
yeah.
side. Watch this trick. All I do, if I have an equation, I just write 3 to 4. Done. That's it. Okay. I have to cross the numbers over. You don't have to know this reason, you can just memorize that. The reason for this is, imagine that I need 4. Okay. I didn't. Okay, basically, yeah. Let's say, as an example, imagine Ronaldo scored 30 goals and Messi scored 40 goals. Then 4/3 or 4 times Ronaldo's goals would equal 3 times Messi's goals. See, nice and easy, right? So Ronaldo scored 30, Messi scored 40. The ratio is 3 to 4, isn't it? If I simplify that, 3 to 4.
Yeah.
Okay. But that means 4 times Ronaldo's goals would make 12. Only 3 times Messi's goals would make 12. So ratios and equations get crossed over. Okay, cool. Next question. First, we make equations in the way we did already. So A to B, A over B equals 2 over 5. So if I cross multiply, yeah, I get 5A equals 2B. What's the ratio of A to B?
It will be 2A and then B5 or
2
5B.
to 5.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's do the same for the other one. What would I get if I cross multiply this?
You get, oh yeah, so you get B4,
4B
4B, and then 3C.
equals 3C.
Yeah,
And then the ratio?
ratio will just be so 3B and 4C.
3 to 4.
Yeah.
And now I have to combine them. How do I combine two ratios?
So you have to get the same number for the B's because it's twice. So you do
Because it's in
5.
both ratios. Yeah,
So
so
you
make
do
that 15
5, yeah, and then times the 2 as well,
to make it
6. And then you do the opposite. So for that one, so you do, yeah, and then 5 times 4 is 20.
nice. And then A to B to C is 6 to 15 to 20. Nice. You cooked that. Okay. This one's easy to start with, right? There's 2 different parts of it. This part and this part. If I have 5A equals 4C, what's my ratio of A to C?
Is 4A and 5C. Or
Yeah.
4 to 5.
4 for A and 5 for C. You can't say.
I said that.
Yeah, you said 4A to 5C, but
Okay, yeah,
it's almost fine. Okay.
We'll say 4 to 5.
And then B equals, means equals, isn't it?
Yeah.
Equals 2/3 C. What do I get if I cross multiply that?
Cross bar. Oh, that. Wait, which one?
B equals 2/3 C. I want to cross over the
Um,
3.
Yeah.
So I get 3
3B.
Yeah.
And then
equals 2C.
is that 2? Oh, that's 2 or
Yeah,
3C.
my bad. So then what's the ratio of B to C?
It's 3C. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
2B, 2 to 3. Let's say that.
Perfect. And now I want to combine these two answers together. What do I do?
So
Wait, let me write it again. Okay, what do I get?
So we just 15. So then you do 5 times 3. And then 5 times 4 as well.
Good. So A to B,
Yeah, cool.
and then A to B to C is?
12,
Yep.
15, and 10. I mean, yeah. 10 to 15, yeah.
Good. What's my ratio? What's my equation for B to C? So if I have 10B equals 7C, what's my equation?
So it's 7B, 7 to 10.
7 to 10. Good. And then obviously I've already got A to B, which is 9 to 4. How do I combine them?
To get B the same.
Yep. What do I do?
So 7 times 4.
Yep.
So it'll be 28, and then so yeah, so then you just have the times 7 times 9, 63, and then
Jeez, nice work. Wait, A to C. Oh, I have to do A to B to C, yeah? Which is 63 to 28 to 40. The question says I only want A to C, so I have to scribble this out after. People would have lost a mark for that. Okay, and then check if you can simplify it, but you can't. Nice, good. Okay, it's getting a bit harder now, and it's a bit different, but you get the hang of those questions, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Where's this? Oh,
I've got Rosie,
you just do 7 times 24.
more weird names, Matilda and Ibrahim, and it's 4 to 7 to 15, okay? What's the total of 4 plus 7 plus 15?
15, 26, yeah.
26. But basically, who's okay, Matilda has, let's say Matilda has X. Ibrahim and Matilda. So Matilda is smaller than Ibrahim, isn't it? So let's just say Matilda has X and Ibrahim has,
It's 24 more than X, right?
yeah, so X plus 24.
Yeah.
Okay, this is a new section, yeah, a new topic, subtopic of it. We have to make an equation by ourselves. So if we know that, we can basically ignore Rosie, yeah? Okay. Did you see what I did? I made a window. Yeah? So let me write it again. I'll write it again. Matilda, Ibrahim, X, X plus 24, 7, 15. There's a trick with ratios. I can go like this and I'll make an equation. Okay? Or I could go like this and I could make an equation. Yeah? But let's just always do this method. X over 7 equals X plus 24 divided by 15. Yeah, I can turn a ratio into an equation if I have two ratios side by side. Cross multiply, what do I get?
15x.
Good. Equals 7x plus whatever 24 times 7 is in the calculator.
168.
168. How do I move the 7x over?
So you have to minus it.
Good. 8x equals 168. And then how do I move the 8 over?
Well, what 8? Oh, you divide it, right?
Good. What's 168 divided by 8? 21. So who has 21 stickers? Rosie, Matilda, or Ibrahim?
That person with soda with her name.
Matilda. Okay, Matilda has 21. So then how much does Ibrahim have?
He has 24 more than
So
21.
add.
So you do 21 plus 24.
Good. So the answer is 45. Okay. Another one. I think it's the last one for this. It's another hard one, okay? So we've got P to Q in this, okay? But that's what we have to find out right at the end. But from the second sentence, we've got P minus 5 and Q minus 5. Yeah, because you subtract 5 from P and you subtract 5 from Q. And we get 5 to 1. Do you remember the step I showed to make that? We got two ratios into an equation.
Yeah, the window thing.
Windows, yeah?
Yeah.
So what's my equation going to be?
P minus 5 over 5, then equals Q minus 5 over 1.
Nice. Well done. We have to do it again now. Because there's a P plus 20 thing. P plus 20. And a ratio of
5 to 2.
sorry, Q plus 20 first, and then under it you write 5 to 2. So what's the equation going to be?
Same thing, so just window thing or yeah, just do Q plus 20 over 5 equals Q plus 20 over 2.
So then what do I get? When I cross
Oh,
multiply.
oh,
Oh,
oh.
let's cross multiply the one on the
So
right first. 2p.
we're doing this one, right? Or that? Oh,
I'll do it. 2p plus 40 equals 5q plus 100. Yeah. And then the other one is going to be p minus 5 times 1 equals 5q minus 25. What do you do when you have two equations and two unknowns?
we just put it into one whole equation.
You can if it's just one like letter, but if there's two letters, what do you do?
You put those together.
Simultaneous equations.
Mm,
Yeah? Whenever there's two different letters, instead of one, you have to do simultaneous equations.
cool.
Okay, so it's quite hard. So I'm gonna rewrite both equations nicely. So I'm gonna get 3q. No, wait, what? I'm just gonna move everything to one side. Yeah. So I'll get 2p minus 5q equals 60. And I'll get p minus 5q equals add that over and I get minus 20. Okay, I'll write it underneath each other. P minus 5q equals minus 20. Do I add or subtract them?
You add.
Minus 5q plus minus 5q is going to make minus 10q. If I do minus 5q minus minus 5q,
Oh, then yeah.
Yeah.
Like yeah. Plus
so what's 2p minus p?
P.
1p, good. And what's 60? What do I do with the 60?
This is 60 minus 20, right? So you plus it.
60 minus
Minus 20.
60 minus minus 20, 80.
Yeah.
P is 80. How do I work out q in a simultaneous after I get p?
You put in that number into
Any of the equations,
Yeah.
isn't it? So let's pop it into like, say this one. So I get p 80
80 minus 5q minus 20.
minus 5q equals
Minus 20.
minus 100.
Yeah.
And then what do I do with the minus 5?
You divide it to 100.
So the ratio of p to q is 80 to,
20.
which can be simplified down to
Again, if you want 40 into
8
What?
to 2, 8
Oh,
to
yeah.
2, which can be simplified to
4 to 1.
4 to 1. So we know that 110 degrees represents a certain amount of men, so X men, and then 250 degrees represents X plus 3360. So then we have a ratio where we have the ratio of 110 to 250 is equivalent to the ratio X to X plus 3360. Your method is perfect. I'll show you one repeatable method, okay? Draw a window. Yeah, draw a window and then divide. So 110 divided by X equals 250 divided by X plus 3360. Solve that and it's done. Because
Yeah,
this
isn't that longer?
sorry?
Isn't that longer?
Not really, because I'll just get it's the same as yours, 110X plus 110 times 3360. Basically, like in your case, you can carry on with your own method. But if someone's learning the method right now and they don't know what to do, it's easier to just remember this step. For example, just solve it. It takes 1 second. 140x equals that number.
Mm.
And then divide by 140. And you get x as 2640. So the men is 2460. So the total is 2460 plus 2460 plus 3360. the answer should be 8, 6, 40. And you could go back in your ratio and check it.